What is perception? Perception means perceiving. What is perceiving now? Perceiving means giving meaning to the environment around us. All of us know that each person or each organization has an environment around it, elements around it which form its environment. No person or no organization exists in isolation. That means all people and all the organizations have some elements around them, and these elements form their environment. No uh, organization or no person is isolated, that they are the single entity and nothing is around them. So, perception is what? It is the process of giving meaning to the environment. Now, with environment, I mean to say anything and everything that exists in the environment. Now, it is defined as the process which involves seeing, receiving, selecting, organizing, interpreting, and giving meaning to the environment. Uh, seeing, selecting, seeing, receiving, selecting, all these are put in order. Seeing, or for that matter, the element or the signal from the element striking any of your sense organs. You know, we have 5 sense organs. Those sense organs are eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and the skin. Eyes are meant for seeing, nose is meant for smelling, ears are meant for hearing, tongue is meant for tasting, and the skin helps us to feel the touch. So these 5 sense organs, they receive signal from the environment. And what is this signal that comes from the environment? It is called the stimulus. In our basic science classes, in our primary classes, we have studied that what is a stimulus. A stimulus is something that is capable of creating a reaction. तो कोई भी चीज जो आपके तरफ से या आपके अंदर कोई रिएक्शन क्रिएट करे, that या रिस्पॉन्स क्रिएट करे, that is called a stimulus. Here we are saying that it is a process of seeing. Seeing ki jagah we can say hearing also, or smelling, tasting, feeling the touch, anything. That means here the signal is being sent to us. So we are seeing something, that means we are receiving the visual signals. We are hearing something, that means we are receiving the audio signals. We are tasting something, that means we are getting the uh, signals through our tongue, that means the taste. So you can say that you are receiving the signals through your sense organs. First the signals strike the sense organs and then they are received by it, selected, that means which stimulus we want to respond to. That is your selection part. So selecting, then organizing means arranging in a particular order. I'll tell you how it is organized. Interpreting and giving meaning, attaching some meaning to it, understanding what the signal is and then attaching a meaning to it. This is the process of perception. Okay. So, perception is a natural process. That means you do not have to put an effort that I have to perceive. It happens automatically. It is involuntary. You do not have to purposely think and then perceive. It will happen on its own. Now, if we talk about perception in terms of, the process of perception. Why are we saying that it is a process? It is a process because process has got a definite beginning and an end. Perception also has a specific start. It will begin from, where you will receive those signals, and it will end when you will give a final reaction towards that stimulus. तो ये पूरा बिगिनिंग से लेकर एक एंड है उसका, दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड अ प्रोसेस, राइट. ऑल्सो perception can be altered. That means if once you have formed a perception about something, it can be changed later on. बाद में उसको बदला जा सकता है. कैसे? By gathering information or by having an information which is contrasting to your prior information. जो भी आपके पास इंफॉर्मेशन थी, एक्सपीरियंस था, जिसके बेसिस पे आपने परसेप्शन फॉर्म किया था, अगर उससे डिफरेंट कोई इंफॉर्मेशन आपको मिलती है, नाउ दैट receiving of information can be through your own experience, through somebody else's experience who shares their experience with you, say some family member or some friend, or you read it somewhere, or you maybe observe that situation and hence you get that information. So perception ऐसा नहीं है कि permanent है. It is not permanent. It can be altered, but then you should have some supporting information due to which the perception changes. So we'll talk a little about what perception is in terms of its characteristics, in terms of its nature. Perception is an intellectual process. It is an intellectual process. That means you require some information on the basis of which you form that perception, and it utilizes some of your logical ability. कि अच्छा ऐसा हुआ था इसलिए ऐसा है. Okay, fine. This was the experience. That is why this is the meaning that is attached to the incident or to that element. Then it is a basic cognitive process. Basic cognitive process means it is a basic process of the brain. I said that you do not have to put an effort कि चलो perception बनाते हैं या सोचते हैं इसके बारे में और एक perception form करते हैं. No, it will happen on its own. It's a basic process. And it is a cognitive process. Anything which is cognitive, that is related to the brain. So it is a process, since a part of the process takes place in the brain and it is an important part. That is why it is called a cognitive or a psychological process. Then perception becomes a subjective process. What is subjective? Subjective means depending on person to person. That means it's different for every person. It becomes a subjective process, and different people may perceive the same event differently. Different people may have different experiences through the same event. That is why it can be pleasant for some and unpleasant for some. That is why they may have different perceptions. Now, as children, we used to, play and play on swings. So if you know, in I was very small and I fell off a swing. So every time now when I passed that swing, I never used to go on that. Why? Because I had a bad experience with it. That I had fallen off and hurt myself really badly. Other children used to play on that swing because maybe such a unpleasant experience, maybe they would not have gone through, or even if would have they would have gone through, uh, they were ready to you know overcome that and play on it again. So the event is the same, the element is the same, people have different experiences, and hence they have different perception about the same thing. That is why we are saying that perception is a subjective process. Subjective means varying from one person to the other, different for everybody, because everybody is experiencing it in a different manner. Now, perception, I told you, is a basic process. It is a process which takes place, you know, automatically, or it does not require any intervention from your side. That okay, you won't even realize. आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा, and you will form a perception. So say you go back to home, you are out somewhere, you go back to home and somebody is sitting. So you're not able to ask your parents who that person is. And when that person goes away, you ask who was that person. So maybe your father says he was a very intellectual person. He was a scientist. He's my childhood friend who would come over. Oh my God! From the appearance, I thought that he's somebody from I don't know where. He was wearing such shabby clothes. कैसे कपड़े पहने हुए थे लग ही नहीं रहा था. आपने एक परसेप्शन बना लिया उनके कपड़ों को देखकर. Nobody told you that you have to see the clothes and make perception. Nobody told you that you have to judge the looks of that person. Automatically, whatever information you could gather, है ना, through your senses, कि, by seeing that person, maybe you could not hear what that person is saying, otherwise you would have guessed from the, or maybe that person was having some general talks with your father, so you could, or your mother, so you could not realize that what is the level of intellect of that person, right? Because nobody talks about researches to your friends. They will talk about something with in which both are interested in. Now again, this is my perception, है ना, कि friends से कोई research की बातें नहीं करेगा. It is possible, but my perception is दोस्तों से you talk something which is informal. So see, we do not realize and we form perception, and it is a natural process, an automatic process. We do not have any control over it. Purposely, what you can do, if you have a negative perception towards something, you can gather more information from multiple sources to verify whether you have formed a correct perception or not. Hmm. Or uh, negative, positive, whatever. You can always cross check and verify whether the perception you have formed is correct or not. But you must know what is your exact perception about that thing. Okay, let me first tell you that we're talking about environment again and again. Repeatedly, we're talking about it. So, in the environment around us, there are various elements and things. Hmm. And those elements are present around us. Now, suppose you get you hear a sound, you're sitting in your room and you hear a sound, and if that sound is familiar, how will you know that the sound is familiar? Your ears are going to receive that signal. Hmm. That signal is going to be sent to the brain. The brain has got a database that is very vast. So, like you search in your documents, you type Control F and you try to search in your documents some words. Similarly, your brain also searches. Hmm. It searches and tries to find out that whether I have encountered, I have been exposed to such a sound or not. If yes, then you okay, this is the sound of that thing, or okay, uh, this was the sound of the this was the signal or the buzzer of the microwave, all right, or the oven or the machine, or it was our doorbell. If you you're standing on your door, and if you hear your doorbell or your neighbor's doorbell, you can differentiate, no? Because that is stored in your brain, that my doorbell rings in this pattern, this is the sound which it creates. So this is the database that your brain has, and it has the capacity of multiple hard disks. Hmm? I do not know what terabyte of your memory is. What is the capacity? But your brain can hold information that multiple hard disks can hold. Only thing is, only thing is that we do not realize that we have so much information. And if we become aware, this is stored in our subconscious brain. Subconscious means which we do not realize. Now, if it comes to the conscious, every information is stored in the conscious, then we are going to go mad. Why? Because of the overload of information. You will remember each and everything at every point of time. So there will be a lot of information that you'll be having at a point of time. That is why it goes to the subconscious. Whenever you are seeing it again, or whenever you encounter that element again, your brain tries to figure out कि ये information है हमारे पास कि नहीं. अगर होती है, अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, once I had taken this experience, okay, and you remember everything, and whatever your experience was, you will attach a meaning to that. And based on the meaning that you will attach, you will show some reaction. Now, if the experience was pleasant, if the information is positive, obviously you will give a positive reaction. And if it is negative, the reaction will also be negative. So, perception has a lot to do with what our action is or what our behavior is. Because whatever your perception will be, accordingly you will show your reactions and hence your behavior. Now, let us talk a little about what is perception and sensation. All right. So, perception, I've been telling you that it is a process of attaching meaning to the stimulus, right? What is sensation? Sensation is a physical process, a superficial process, automatic process. कैसे? जैसे ही कोई साउंड वेव आपके ईयर को स्ट्राइक करेगा, the ear is functioned to receive it and receive that stimulus and send it to the brain. So the process of just receiving the stimulus, just capturing the stimulus is called sensation. But when that signal goes to the brain and some meaning is attached to that stimulus, then that process is called perception. That means that sensation is a prior or a previous step of perception. Perception is much beyond sensation. So, sensation is pretty simple, but perception is complex. Why? Because it involves what meaning you will attach, why have you attached such a meaning, what reaction you will give. So, all these are under perception. So, sensation, what does it do? It just activates our sense organs. That okay, I'm seeing this, I'm hearing this, I'm tasting this. But the experience, the learning, all this is in perception. So, if you're say standing on a say crossing and you are waiting for the train to pass, you hear a signal and then it opens and then you go. So from your prior experience, you know that whenever I hear this sound, the crossing will open and I will leave. This perception is a very complex process. Why is it complex? Because everybody's experience, understanding, and exposure, then uh, relationship with that stimulus is different, and hence everyone's perception is different. I am teaching the same content to each one of you. Some are understanding it better, some might require maybe a repeat of the same or a revision of the same, and then they would understand. The same stimulus is being received, but still the perception is different. And if you find it easier to understand, you will say, wow, it is such an easy topic. If you find it difficult to understand, you will say, oh my God, it is out of my scope. Your perception about the same thing, two people's perception about the same thing is different depending on what their experience is with that element. Now, if I say that, it is not necessary that you should have a first-hand experience or a personal experience with that element. It can be anybody else's experience also, like your family member, your friends, anybody. Array, do not go to that restaurant. The food tastes awful. Now somebody else had gone there. Somebody else had had food over there, and from what their uh, experience was, or from what they had experienced through taste and smell, maybe they did not approve of it, and therefore they gave their or shared that experience that it is not good. Now maybe you do not go to that restaurant because your friend has told that the food is not good, or maybe you go, you try, you have it, and then you say, I think it was pretty good. Maybe you do not like Chinese cuisine or something, that is why you did not like it. And this is possible, right? So from somebody else's experience, you might form a perception and keep that perception. Or you might change that perception based on your own experience, or maybe you read it somewhere, or somebody else tells you, no, no. If one person tells you the food wasn't good and five tell you it was good, so you will say five people are saying it's good, must be pretty good. Hmm. These days, people are forming perception about the COVID vaccine. No, no, I will not go and administer vaccine to myself because it has multiple side effects and that too severe ones. See, my friend got a fever of 103 Fahrenheit. Oh, person, that person nearly fainted after getting the vaccine. No, no, I can't. So you're learning from the experience of other people and forming a perception. Maybe you administered vaccine to yourself and you have no side effect. So that also depends from person to person, and forming perception also depends from people to people. Somebody's experience might be different from yours, so their perception will obviously be different from what you are going through or you are experiencing. Now we will talk a little about this process because we would like to understand how perception is formed. Like any process, the process of perception also has the basic elements of inputs, throughputs, and output. We all know that to begin a process, there needs to be some input, right? So here, in the case of perception, the inputs would be the stimulus. Stimuli means multiple stimulus. Stimuli is the plural of stimulus. So, out of these stimulus, what happens is our sense organs select a stimulus, organize or arrange that stimulus, and interpret or draw out some meaning out of that stimulus. And based on what meaning we have drawn out, we give an output in the form of action. Like I said that in the previous example, that if you like or do not like a food of a particular place, what action you will take? If you like, you will go to that place. If you do not like, you will not go. Some of us dislike some vegetables, है ना? And then do not eat it. So why do not we like or why do we dislike it? Because we did not like the taste of it. Now, suppose you are at a friend's house and lunch or dinner is laid, and you're, asked that you also have dinner with us. Now, suppose the same vegetable is made because it is your friend's place and you are a little hesitant. You're unable to say, see, I don't like this vegetable, I don't want to eat it. Especially if their parents are around, so you are not able to say that, oh, I would like to eat something else or I don't want to eat this at all. So what happened due to this situation? Uh, you have it. You take a little bit of that vegetable and you have it. Surprisingly, you do not disapprove it. You like it. And maybe you go back home and tell your mother that, if you try and make it or you take that recipe from my friend's mom, maybe I'll like it or I'll have it. I did not have it because I did not like the way it was cooked, or maybe I did not like the spices that were added to it. And if you cook it in some other way, I'll like it. Same vegetable, and you disliked it. Because of that, what action did you take? you stopped eating it. But through a new experience, through a contrasting experience, maybe you approve of having that vegetable. Uh, all these were personal examples. Let me give you an organizational example. Suppose there is an employee whom I do not see sitting at the workplace or the desk. The person is always on the move, sitting with somebody else, talking, having coffee. So I have an important assignment and I have to give it to somebody. So I will not give it to the person, or I will not consider giving it to that person who is not at the desk most of the times, is engaged in talking to other people, because I think that person is not serious enough. That person is not dedicated. That person is not focused. And I might be absolutely wrong. Suppose there was, the person whom I had thought of giving the project is already busy on some other projects or is not available at the time, and I had no other option but to give that project to that person. Now what happens? Maybe that person performs well, and due to the performance of that person, the perception changes, right? I thought of that person as somebody who was not focused and dedicated towards his or her own work, and this person proves me wrong by completing the project and maybe higher than what my expectations were. So, what I'm trying to tell you here is that perception can be wrong also. Perception, if made on the basis of appearance or on what uh, their activities are, it might be wrong. So whenever we form a perception about someone, or uh, especially if that person is a colleague or somebody who works with us or someone who's a family member, we should always try and experience a number of situations before forming a perception, because it becomes difficult to change our perception, है ना? जब तक कोई नया experience नहीं होगा तब तक वो experience आप change नहीं कर पाएंगे. So even if you form a perception about somebody, what you can do is become aware of your own self, that okay, I have formed a perception. Uh, Let me take some more time. You know, let me take some more time, maybe a few more experiences with that person, and then I'll think what this person is all about or what this person is actually. So I hope you've understood what perception is. Today, I just uh, wanted to explain you the concept of perception. In the next classes, we'll do this process and other factors in detail. Today, you need to imbibe, you need to understand, you need to absorb this concept of perception, that what perception is and how is it formed. Is there any doubt? Is there
No,
anything you want to ask? All right. And then I'll take your attendance.